dress.
Beautiful. Yay! How
It's
exciting.
so nice to see you. Yeah, I remember coming across the very first video you did almost straight away when you posted it.
Wow. That's
I think
awesome.
that's like sort of over a year-ish ago now. And I think
Yeah,
I was only sort of like about 8 months into all of this. So yeah,
that's
it was
awesome.
all quite fresh for me. But yeah, I remember seeing your very first video. I was like, oh,
Yay! How fun. Yeah. It's so fun to talk about. It's just,
it is.
yeah,
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, it just seems to bring, I don't know, it just seems to bring, be joyful. Just seems to be joyful talking about it. Yeah,
it is. It's the joy of being. It's what already is. Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
it's so amazing.
yeah. I'm still caught, I'm still sort of in and out of it, in and out of it. It's not like fully, like I still have a sense of a me here quite a lot. But yeah, I'm still sort of in and out of it, in and out of it. But yeah, it's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, the in and out will dissolve because I remember asking, what is it that's dividing? What is it that's dividing meditation from the distraction of everyday life? I'm like, what the hell? That's only a thought. That's only
Yeah,
a belief. And so then, right when I was aware of that, it transmuted that because it's just awareness. Once you're aware of the scam, you can't be fooled anymore. And so then it was seen that everything's the meditation, everything is it
yeah,
as pure infinite awareness, singularity, without a body, without, formless infinite beingness. You modulate yourself, you project yourself, you dream yourself as objects of awareness, of like a mental activity, to play with yourself, to interact with yourself. So you are the absolute, appearing, dreaming yourself as every thought, sensation, appearance, perception, taste,
yeah,
texture, sound, sight. So you are literally everything. So you're making love
everything.
to yourself with every sensation. With sitting on a chair, you can feel yourself as the infinite. I mean, how amazing and miraculous is this?
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it is every thought. It is, and what you resist persists because you are everything. So it'll scream at your door to come in, to come home until you neutralize it by being aware of it without thought, with just being completely present and um, being it, basically, like tantrically. So even the sensation of a me, which is just a thought, it's just a thought that elicits a sensation. And so you're the pure consciousness that's pure awareness, aware of itself appearing as a sensation, which is not separate from itself. It can't be separate. And so
yeah,
then, when there's that fear, that resistance, all of that is the alarm system waking you up, because the any kind of sensation of fear or um, is screaming, wake up, you're dreaming. There's
yeah.
no separation. So then if you feel fully, do this. I want you to do this and then report back to me.
Okay.
Whenever there's a thought of a me, or all that is a separated thought. And the intuitional alarm, there's an error which causes that sensation of discomfort, which is what wakes you up from the dream. So it's just part of it just notifies you. It's a notification and system. And so then if you feel that, just be fully aware of it without thought, just purely feeling fully and completely without thought. You watch it dissolve within you. And it's just whole and complete, and it doesn't come up anymore. So each time that happens, do that. Just be aware of it without thought, just fully, intimately feeling it. And you'll watch it dissolve, and it can't keep coming up. Like when I did that with anything that was resisted, if there was sadness or depression or whatever, when I felt it fully, when I was aware of the sensation without thought, I watched it dissolve and transmute into happiness. And now I
Yeah,
can't be sad. Yeah, I can't be sad or depressed anymore because it's allowed to be there. It's welcome.
yeah. I don't
Yeah.
avoid looking anymore. It can
Hmm.
feel like, because I've been on this sort of journey for years, a spiritual journey, and I've always had glimpses of all of this. But I never knew anything about non-duality. I never knew nothing about Advaita Vedanta, none of that. I didn't know any of that stuff. But once it was seen, it happened when I was in hospital. I had this huge experience while I was in hospital, and it was just clearly seen. Oh my God! I remember the moment I actually stepped out of the hospital. It felt like at the time, because I was still identified, so it felt like at the time my frequency just went. But I remember walking to my car, and I remember looking at my car, and I was like, "What even is that? I drive that? What is it? I don't know
That's
what it
funny.
is." And it was extremely intense, and then I found it uncomfortable because I was still identified. And then I remember getting home, and I walked into the house, and it was the same. It was like, what is this? I can't. Yeah, I need to. So I left the house and I went back to sit in the car. I really didn't know what to do with myself. And I remember I had all these thoughts coming up, but I didn't know what to do with them at the time. So now I do. But at the time it was these thoughts was like, oh my God, I can't stay in this kind of frequency. I'm not gonna be able to relate to nobody. No one's gonna understand me. I'm not gonna be able to function.
Oh,
And
fun.
then there was sort of this voice that came in, and it was just like, it's all right. It was like really calming me down. It's okay.
Yeah.
Like, you'll merge back in. Just give it some time. You'll merge back in. I was like, okay, and I did. Eventually, everything became normal again. But yeah, then after that, it was almost like I had this sense of I left something behind when I left the hospital.
Wow. Yeah.
It was like, and it took a while for it to be realized, quite a few months actually. And I realized, oh, and because it was this sense of, I feel like I died.
Yeah.
Like I died in the hospital and I've come out still. It's like I didn't really understand it. Yeah, and it took sort of months for it all to sort of settle into the system. And then there was this sense of like, oh, I'm a baby Buddha now. That was what came through. It was like,
Oh,
oh.
yeah.
Yeah. And then one day it just became obvious. It's like, oh, the identity thing just became so obvious. Yeah, and with that, it was just hysterical laughing, just hysterical laughter. But yeah, that's how it felt. It felt like, oh, I died and at the hospital.
Yeah.
That's how it felt. And
Yeah.
then there
And
was this
sometimes,
whole feeling of like I felt at home. Like all of a sudden I feel like, oh, I'm at home now. Yeah,
yeah. Yeah. You're always home. You're always
yeah.
that felt sense of self and being that felt sense of presence of awareness is yourself, is eternal, is immortal, never ends, never begins. And that's what you are. And then within that, you're appearing as the sensation of a body and characters and worlds, but you're projecting yourself as that. You are the totality of all of it, everything you're seeing and tasting, touching, hearing. It's amazing too how through the reference point of ignorance is how we discern wisdom and truth, and so we can only know what we're not, and that wakes us up from the dream. So for I thought it was interesting and significant the hospital that you woke up there, because that is hardcore illusion of limitation. And so when you're being aware of that, you know you're the infinite, you know that you're limitless and infinite. So
So
then,
comfortable.
hmm?
It was so comfortable. I remember because I was actually in the hospital bed. Um, yeah, and all of a sudden it just happened. The veil dropped, whatever. It just happened, and it was like
Yeah.
I remember looking at the doctors and the nurses and the patients, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I felt full on humiliated It was just full on humiliation.
Oh,
It
beautiful.
was seeing that, oh my God, we all know it felt like we was all children and we was all playing doctors and nurses, like mummies and daddies, like as you do when you're children. That's how it felt.
Yeah.
And I just remember feeling completely humiliated, and I just wanted to get up and walk out the hospital. But
Yeah.
again, I had this voice there that was like, no, just stay and observe. Yeah, but again, it was really uncomfortable because I've not clicked with the identity thing.
Yeah.
So I had to sit with that humiliation.
Beautiful. Yeah. And
Yeah,
it's so cool too because everything's an analogy, everything's a clue to wake up from the dream. So the analogy of the hospital is the illusion of identifying as a physical form because there is no physical form. This is all consciousness, it's all formless and infinite and limitless. So when you walk, I walked into a hospital recently because my dad was in there, and it was like I could see very clearly how all of this was just a false assumption. It was a projection,
yeah,
which projected an illusory placebo symptom. So like it was an analogy of these um, characters that identified as being the form. So if you're pure, infinite, immortal awareness identifying as a form, then you project out the illusion of an outside cause. So that means if you're an object, you're vulnerable to harm, like things can harm you. But with awakening, you realize you don't even have a body. There is no body to be harmed. So
yeah,
then the hospital disappears. There's no hospitals. There's no none of that's necessary. It's all
yeah.
a limited belief being projected, hallucinated.
I remember sitting there and I remember thinking, I don't identify as a victim. I'm not sitting here being a patient. Yeah, I just wanted to leave.
Yeah. Yeah, I've talked to people that woke up in prison. Yeah, it's like when you're hardcore looking at a limited belief and you're having that alarm system alarm that there's an error, that's when you wake up from the dream, just like the nightmare at night, when there's hardcore fear and like refusal to accept this is real, like thrashing, and like that's what wakes you up, you know? So cool.
So, exhaustion actually, from the whole, I mentioned it to you, like I woke up sort of 11, 12 years ago through, well, that was
Hmm.
my initial awakening, but obviously it felt like Donna was waking up then, the character, because it was all happening to Donna. That was like through my son and his awakening because he was later diagnosed with schizophrenia. But
Hmm.
yeah, I think just being on the journey, because that set off the seeker. Because when it happened to me, it was like I was in bliss for like 6 weeks, but it was Donna that was in bliss for 6 weeks, and everything was just so well. Everything was so much more colors, food tasted amazing. Everything was just wow. And I remember I seemed mad to my family, like the passion that was. It felt like this unconditional love, this pure divine love that I was experiencing. It just felt like everybody deserves to feel this. It felt like this is everyone's birthright. So
Yeah.
I remember sort of trying to explain to them what I was experiencing, but of course it was just me
Hmm.
having the experience, not them. Yeah, and that sort of lasted for about 6 weeks, but then that faded. So once that faded, it was like, well, what the hell just happened, and how do I get it back?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that sort of set off the hardcore seeker. Yeah, and I think
Yeah.
over the years that just exhausted me. That just completely exhausted me. Yeah,
Yeah, I love the analogy of the VR headset. Like, so you're pure awareness, you're God, you're infinite, you're immortal. You don't have a body, you don't have a characteristic, you're infinite consciousness. Looking through the VR headset, so you're dreaming it, you're giving rise to it, you're making it appear to exist because you're omnipotence, you are the power. And so then you're playfully, imagining this for fun to interact with yourself, because how else can you? How else can you experience being singular and all alone, so then you dream up this dream world, but then in looking in the VR headset, you get distracted and immersed into the objective experience, and you get identified with the avatar in the headset. So it's almost like, wearing a VR headset, you're not the avatar in the headset, but then you playfully identify with it. And then all of a sudden, the VR world is real. And then you're desperately searching for yourself as the one wearing the headset, which is already what you are, You're already that. So then that's the futility of searching in the VR headset when all you have to do is turn around and look yourself in the eye and question what is experiencing this? What is the one looking? And that's who you are. And you're the, formless, infinite consciousness that's perceiving this data, this information that's projecting itself as to experience. And so so that's the pathless path of being, just being. It's simple. It's too simple.
Yeah, just after the hospital and all of that happened, and it sort of like felt like I came back to a sense of a me. I remember getting frustrated and I was like, flung my arms up, looked up, I was like, I'm done.
Yeah.
I remember saying, I'm done with the processes. Surely there's got to be a way where there is no more processes. And instantly I was shown there never was a process.
Yeah. It's
But
it's
then
right
here I
now.
was in this process. And again, I just cracked up laughing.
It is funny because just like the analogy of the VR headset, you are already the one wearing the headset. You are already
Yeah.
realized, and you can't not be. You can't not be yourself. So then looking for yourself is kind of like traveling all over the world looking for yourself. It's futile. It's like you can't stand apart from yourself to be separate to look for it. So it's like you already are what you're looking for. You are the one looking. What's being looked for is the one looking, is what's aware of the search. So it's like turning around and just being yourself already. And when there's a path, it's just awareness, aware of an idea of I need to find this. And then it's totally futile because you already are what you're looking for. So there's nothing to do. There is no path. It's simply being already being.
Yeah.
So it's just resting as awareness, just being
Yeah.
right now. It's already done.
Yeah.
And so it's every thought, it's every sensation, and it's everything's the meditation because everything is you as the absolute. Just like when you're having a dream at night and you're dreaming this separate world and this separate body, and then you wake up in the morning and you realize, oh wow, it was all me. It was all a projection of my mind. There was no separation. There was no all it was consciousness, perceiving, awareness. It's all there is. So it's already done. There is no path.
Yeah. Although it still sometimes feel like there's a bit of a path. Not so much like the sequence drops. I feel at home. Everything is more effortless, but there does seem to be this sort of, I don't know, it almost feels like there's an expansion and then there's a slight contraction, but I never contract right back to where I was before. And then it's almost like there's a gentle walk back, and then there's another expansion, then a bit of a contract. Do you know what I mean? Like a bit of a
Yeah.
dance thing going on. I don't, yeah, it just seems to be how it's. Sometimes I feel like I'm more of a me, but I know I'm not. And then other times the sense of me's gone. And I'm like, everything. So it's all a bit, it's still sort of unfolding. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just so all that is that contraction is just a thought that appears to be dividing, and that sensation of contraction is just the alarm systems waking you up saying error. It's not, you're dreaming, there's no separation. You're everything. And so
Yeah.
if
It
you're
makes sense.
aware,
I've heard you say that before. It's like the nightmare. The nightmare will
yeah.
wake you up. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's and you are everything. You're even that resisted thought or the divided thought. You're everything. There is no division there. You're indivisible. So you're appearing to yourself as that. thought that's being resisted, and then to transmute it, just be aware without thought, and you watch it dissolve within you, and it integrates, it comes home, because this is a homecoming. What you resist persists. This is a tantric lovemaking to
Yeah,
everything.
that's what seems to be happening.
Yeah.
I felt like the homecoming, it felt like a celebration, and then it
Hmm.
just seems to be every day or every moment. I know there's no moment, but it's the conditioning is just dissolving and dissolving. The more I look at it as well and don't avoid it, yeah, it just seems to be coming in more, going deeper, deeper and deeper. Rabbit
Yeah, there is.
hole. Yeah.
Yeah, there is a deepening, um, and that sensation of a me when it's not resisted is when it disappears. So when you're aware of it without thought, that's neutralizing it. It's being it. So you're being one with it, and you realize you are it. You are everything. You're God. You're appearing as the sensation of a me. You're appearing as a divided thought. You're appearing as, you can't hide from yourself. You're literally everything.
Yeah, you definitely can't hide.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember trying. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
it's a homecoming. It's a beautiful love affair. It's a homecoming. It's like everything's allowed to be there. I mean,
yeah,
imagine that. Imagine not resisting anything. Everything's allowed. What would be there to resist, you know? You see,
I
it's
didn't.
all
Yeah,
you.
I didn't. Like I said, I didn't know that. So I was going through this thing and not knowing what to do with it because I didn't know anything about non-duality. I'd never heard of any
Mhm.
of that stuff, so I didn't really know what to do with it. And I think
Me too. Me too.
yeah,
Yeah, it was hard.
okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So I had a conversation. So I was trying to avoid because for me it was like, oh my God, why is this so? I want to wake up, but this is so uncomfortable. And it got to the point where I found myself clinging to even a cup of coffee. Even a cup of coffee was enough just to distract me. But then one day, even that wouldn't do it. And I remember getting up to go and make the cup of coffee, and it was like, it's not going to work. And it was just like, I felt like, oh my God, there's nowhere to go. There's nothing is going to do it. And again, it was really uncomfortable. Like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. And then I had a conversation with Gregory,
Oh,
just explaining to me how it unfolded for him. Oh, the cat.
oh my goodness, so cute.
I've got
So
two kittens.
cute. Oh, I love kittens.
Yeah, say hello.
Oh, how sweet. You have more than one. Oh my gosh.
Two of them, and this one as well.
Oh, adorable.
So Gregory explaining how it unfolded for him, and
Yeah.
he said he was like he doesn't avoid he like he basically walks into everything now, walks into the uncomfortable. And I was like, oh, it was like a light bulb. It was like, okay. So once I knew that, I was like, yes, okay. Then I started walking into it, not avoiding things and leaning in.
Beautiful. Yeah, I love Gregory. We have some great chats. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's total to me, it's totally tantric. Like I even saw
yeah,
sexual. I said like God is
very
making
much
love
so.
to
Yeah,
itself through every
yeah,
sensation. And that's what we are. You know, we are everything is yourself as the infinite. Just like the dream at night. When you wake up from the dream, you realize, oh my God, I was everything. I was the trees, I was the streets, I was the people in the dream. It was all a projection of consciousness, of the mind. And so I
yeah,
was everything. I wasn't a separate self. There were no separate people. There was no separate world or street. And none of it was real or physical. It was all mental. It was all. And so that's one of the biggest clues.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like you are all of it. You're projecting yourself as the faces on the screen talking. You know,
Mm.
you're projecting yourself as the kittens in the room. And it's all a hallucination. You know, it's all a mental projection so that you can have fun and interact with yourself as the immortal, infinite, pure awareness.
Yeah, yeah. The job is definitely done now. There's no going back. And
Yeah.
I keep saying to people when I try to explain it, it's like, once you realise Father Christmas is not real, you can't just start believing in him again. Like
Yeah.
that. It's like I've seen it now. It's
Yeah. Like
That
the
I
boogeyman. You don't
can't
believe
go
in the
back. Yeah.
boogeyman. Yeah, it's all a beautiful dream. It's your fantasy.
Yeah.
And the walking into, like Gregory said, like that's exactly what I did. I freaking made love to everything. There, like instead of avoiding it or running from it, I just felt it fully, completely, like you're making love to a lover, just deeply, like deep, just complete unicity, being it.
Yeah.
So by
Yeah.
being aware without thought, you are integrating it, you are being it, because there's just pure being, which dissolves the duality, dissolves the separation. And then you can see very clearly, wow, there is no duality. I'm literally appearing as everything, making love to myself.
Yeah. So was it sort of like an integration phase for you then? 'Cause that's what it feels like happening. Like there's an integration.
Like a what?
Like it's being integrated. That's what it feels
Yeah.
like before the next. Now
Yeah.
it's
Yeah. It's amazing. It can appear immediate where all of it's done just immediately, like all limited
yeah, I've heard
beliefs are
so many people
deleted.
say that. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fallen over with. Mine doesn't seem to be like
Yeah.
that.
And then it can appear gradual. Yeah. It can
Very
appear,
gradually, yeah.
yeah, kind of.
And I guess based on my previous reactions where I did freak out, you know, there was
Mm-hmm.
like a freak out and I was uncomfortable. It's like, this is too intense. I can't do this. So
That's
yeah,
why
that's
yeah,
why
you
I'm
wanted it
creating it
gradual.
to be gentle. Yeah.
You're just cruising right now and create like,
Yeah.
yeah, and then you'll it just unravels, unfolds, it unfurls and blossoms and deepens, and it becomes more and more obvious, and then it just completely dissolves, and there's just total oneness, total being, just pure beingness. And so then there's no division between meditating or washing dishes and talking to friends. Everything's the meditation, everything's
Yeah.
pure consciousness. Kind of like um, the space in the room, is the same space as is the in the entire universe. It's not being contained or localized anywhere. You are the pure consciousness. You are the entire universe. Feeling and perceiving, being aware of the sensations that are appearing within you. So it's like this whole world is being projected within you, and you don't have a body. You're perceiving the sensation of a body that's appearing and disappearing within you. So you're infinite. And it's so amazing how the more you abide as that, the more invincible even the body becomes, because
Mm.
there is no physical body. Everything's the absolute, everything's infinite, everything's immortal. So then it's like it defies all of the limitations or even the laws of that were just limited beliefs being projected from the mind and hallucinated. So it's so infinite and malleable.
Yeah. There seems to be still lots of crying,
Hmm.
uh, lots of laughing, a lot
Yeah.
yeah, I went through a whole grief process. That seems to have
Hmm.
lessened now, but yeah, there still seems to be a lot of crying. Half the time I
I
don't
did
know
too.
why.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just
I
have
had
to.
lots of crying. That's beautiful. Yeah, just feeling it fully without avoiding it. It's so crazy how you can even experiment with it, those sensations. Like, for example, the sensation of a me. When you're aware of it, it dissolves instantly. You can't hold on to it. Like, do an experiment and try to hold on to that sensation. It disappears within you because you're the source of it. You're prior to it. You're not the you're not the finite sensation. So you can do experiments to prove it to yourself. It's really amazing.
Yeah.
And then the more vigilant you are with the mind scams and the divided thoughts, just like I didn't care whether I was checking out at the grocery store or wherever. If there was a limited thought that elicited that sensation of resistance or contraction, or right then and there, I would close my eyes and be aware of it, feel it fully without thought, swallow it whole. And it came
Yeah,
home. It came
yeah,
home and then it doesn't come back. Just like I
yeah,
can't be sad anymore because I felt it fully. I allowed it to be there. I made love to it. And now it's welcome anytime. So now it doesn't come up anymore.
yeah, yeah. I had an the sadness thing. That sort of I was just like you were saying, fully feeling it, and then it was just I couldn't even tell it was sadness no more.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I was like, I
That's
don't. Well, is
it.
this sadness? I was like, well, it actually feels like love now.
Yay,
It
that's
feels like
it.
it just became love. Yeah, so I'm
That's
doing
the
it. But
homecoming.
I'm not
That's
doing
it.
it. It's happening.
That's it. Yeah, like suffering, anything. You feel it fully, you make love to it, you watch it dissolve within you, and then it's happiness. So
Yeah,
everything is happiness in disguise. Everything's happiness being resisted. So once you break through that threshold of resistance, once you make love to it, fully feeling it, being aware of it without thought, integrates it, and then it's whole. Everything's
yeah,
whole. It
yeah,
resisting was just appearing to divide it, which caused that discomfort, which was the alarm system saying, wake up.
yeah,
This is
yeah,
whole. This is, you're everything. You're what?
yeah.
So you are the infinite hiding from yourself in what's being resisted. And so that's where you find yourself.
Playing hide
And
and seek. Yeah, and
yeah.
I've known that for years. To go on the journey years ago, I used to say that we're just playing hide and seek. I knew that, and there's
Mm-hmm.
certain things I knew. Like I always used to say to my friends, I always get a feeling like I've never moved. Like I've
Yeah.
never moved, and I used to just know that I could have it all. But
Mm-hmm.
in my head, it was like, I don't know how that looks, but I had this knowing that I know I can have it all. And then I realized
Yeah.
I am it all.
That's
Yeah, I
it.
used to say to my friends, it feels like I'm here in, say, her kitchen. Um, and then the next thing I'll be driving, and then I'll be sat in my garden. But there's just this sense like I've never moved, ever.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah,
Everyone already knows this because all there is the infinite that already knows that it's infinite. So that's
yeah,
why whenever there's paying attention to limited thought, there's that alarm system that says alerts an error because we already know that that's not true,
yeah.
that that's
think
false.
that's what I think that's what the humiliation was I felt in the hospital. Just
Hmm.
that it was obvious that we was all pretending and we all knew. We was all wide awake.
Yes.
We all knew. And that I think that's what the humiliation
Isn't
was.
that funny? I felt humiliated too.
What
I
are we
was like,
doing?
I duped myself. I duped, the
Yeah,
joke's on me. What the hell?
yeah. And then I
That,
think it's really clever how just how it seems to unfold. Like for instance, I got this urge to. So I've been single for years, Ginny, and I thought it was my choice, like Donna's choice.
mm-hmm.
I wasn't interested in relationships and things. I was so focused on my spiritual journey. Um, so it's not been a problem for me that. But then, like more recently, I'd say about 8 months ago, I got this urge to watch a romantic movie, and I don't do romantic movies these days. So I was thinking,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I've got the urge, so I'll just go with it. Went with it and I sat and watched this. I don't even know what film it was, but I ended up crying most of the way through this film. And I was questioning myself, thinking, why am I getting so upset over this film? And then when it finished, I just sat there wondering why am I so emotional? And then all of a sudden, just by asking that question, this old belief that was somewhere buried in there, totally unconscious,
Mm-hmm.
bubbled up, and it was I still held the belief that one day I would meet the one.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just like that came up. I didn't even know that was
Oh,
there.
how beautiful.
Yeah,
And that,
yeah, so
I bet it alarms the system pointing that you are the lover.
yes,
Yeah.
that's what came up. It was like this old belief that somehow one day I would find the one, or the one would find me.
Yeah.
I remember again cracking up laughing because I was like, of course I'm never gonna find the one. If anything, I'm already the one.
You are the
So
one.
it's no
Yay!
one. So
You
it's
are the
anybody can
one.
be the one.
Yes. You
Yeah.
are the
So
one
I
you're
just find
looking
it,
for.
really cool how
Yeah,
I
that's
seem to be
beautiful.
guided by watching a film that just
Yes.
out that. Yeah.
Everything's the clue. The intuition knows. It just got it navigates, and it's
Yeah.
so like
Yeah.
even you'll even dream people saying stupid shit so that you can transcend it so that you can discern the truth from it because the
Yes.
alarm will go off that there's an error and then it'll force you to transcend it. It's beautiful. This is how this appears to evolve, or the dream appears to evolve. It's through the reference point of ignorance. Yeah. And so that message, that seeing that limited belief alarmed, it's like, wait a minute, no, I'm the lover.
Well, that was it shocked me because I thought, I didn't even know that was there.
Yeah,
I had no idea, but there's been a lot of releases like that that I had no
that's
idea.
amazing. It's like up leveling constantly. Like, yeah.
Yeah. And the anger that turned into full on rage. I've never felt so much rage in my life. Yeah. And
Yeah.
all the stories came with it. Yeah. From feeling completely let down and blah blah this and blah blah. It was like, yeah, that
Beautiful.
went, yeah, so many things.
Yeah. And when that's made love to and integrated as well, just by being aware of the sensations of anger, it integrates and comes home. And I remember the first time I felt annoyed after fully recognizing that I am everything and none of this is separate. The annoying sensation felt orgasmic, or like
Wow.
ecstasy. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then it's like the character is uninhibited, and it's free to be its highest potential in the dream, or um, there's no doership or identification with the behaviors, and there's no fear, so there's no obligation. So it can easily say fuck off, or like, because there's no
I did
fear, there's
find,
no separation.
yeah, yeah, I did find that after I let go of that rage, it was almost like I turned into a bit of a bitch.
Yeah,
But I think that was just from all the times I'd never said no, all the times I've made myself small, all the
I
times I
know.
wanted to do it for myself. All of a sudden, it was like it wanted to. No,
Good,
no,
yeah.
no. All of a sudden, I just could say
Yeah,
that. Yeah,
that happened here too, and it's like the people pleaser dies because there is no
yeah,
other to please. There is no other.
yeah.
It's all you, so it's all nothing separate, and not every it's like one infinite consciousness exploring itself as infinite concepts and qualities, like tasting itself as infinite qualities, and each quality has its opposite quality because one can't appear to exist without the other.
Yeah.
And so it's such a beautiful dance because not all of the qualities are magnets. They're not all compatible. It's like a radio station with it's like one frequency appearing as infinite radio stations, and it's not always going to line up, and it upgrades itself from it learns itself and knows itself through the reference point of what it's not. And so then it'll, like what we were talking about before, you see the limited belief or the idea and you're forced to transcend it. That's how it appears to in the dream, raises consciousness, raises the level of consciousness, is through those reference points.
Yeah. So what I have been experiencing more recently is a lot of irritation from, and how it's felt is as this conditioning called the me dies off more and more and more. It feels like those, I know there isn't those out there, but it feels
Mhm.
like me's that are really self-absorbed, or just all about me, or they've just got these big me's. They seem to. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
oh, I'm seriously like, 'cause I've got a couple of friends that, yeah, that irritated me. It's like, as
Yeah.
my me dies, The me's
Yeah,
out there, like, they're grating on me. I'm like, "Oh, I don't want to be around all these me's."
that's amazing. Yeah, you'll see what you want to transcend. It's like a
Yeah,
mirror reflection of what you
yeah,
want and what you don't want. And and so then the more that when that me is when you fully integrate it and become the me, when you absorb everything, you swallow everything within you. Make
that's the one I'm doing now. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
then there'll
irritation.
be no then there's no me anywhere. There's no
Mm,
identity anywhere because because everything's a projection of your mind, so it's a reflection of how you feel within. So then you'll see that it's kind of like the movie playing in the movie theater, and you're the screen of awareness from which the movie's playing on you, and you're the only one. There's only one dreaming. There's only one awareness, one beingness, and there's no divided bodies, or there's actually no bodies. There's nothing physical, and so all you see is consciousness. All you see is God, and so then even so then you won't see any me's anywhere. So then either those friends will fall off, or you'll dream them as not
not like that.
not
Yeah,
representing that
yeah.
identification. You won't even see
Yeah,
it anywhere. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, it's so sad that. So like the God-like thing, like I've experienced like, oh my God, everyone is like, they even started to look more godly. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
beautiful.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's
It
like,
transmutes
wow,
the whole
you're
world.
stunning.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, it changes the whole world. Like, I don't see anything negative. I don't see any war happening or anything. Every now and then I'll hear something, but all I see is heaven. And all I see is heavenly creatures and people, and um pleasant people to deal with. And because I swallowed everything, I dissolved it. And so all of it's God, everything's beautiful, and even a thought can feel like ecstasy because you're not separate from it. You're God appearing as thought. You're God appearing as the taste of chocolate. So everything's you making love to yourself. Yeah. I couldn't hear you. Something was going on with the
Oh,
volume.
sorry. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's just
Yeah.
challenging at times. Very challenging, but yeah, beautiful. Yeah.
Yay. Yeah, there's no separation, there's no problem to work out. There's um nothing to have to solve. It's like permanent retirement or vacation, and then you
Mm.
play and have fun because you don't even have a body. There's nothing harmful, there's no poison, there's nothing scary, there's no boogeyman. It was all your imagination. It's all
Yeah,
it's all
I definitely
beautiful.
don't see no problems no more. And there's no more
Yeah.
questions. There's no more questions. Like before, I needed to know. I wanted to know, but yeah, that drops because the
Yeah,
question died. Yeah,
that's
yeah.
beautiful. Yeah, so just make love, and whenever there's the sensation of a me, just make love to it right away and watch yourself swallow it. And then it doesn't come up anymore, and you laugh and you're like, "Wow, that was easy."
So it seems I've still got some food to swallow.
You still what?
It seems like I've still got some food and things to swallow then.
Yeah, swallow. Yay. Oh, that's so wonderful. Yeah, it's amazing. Wow. And how
But
amazing.
it's nice to finally have broke through that because I did kind of land in like a nihilistic sort of place for a couple of years.
Oh, yeah.
Sort of towards the end of the spiritual journey, before this started kicking in, yeah,
Yeah.
everything was becoming so dry. And I remember feeling like then, like it felt like I'd eaten all the soul food within the dream, and there was just no more food left to eat, and I was starving.
Oh, wow.
And then I got a little glimpse of this unconditional, pure, divine love, and I was like, That's it.
Yeah.
What's gonna feed me?
Oh, that's so cool. That's so in Vedanta and Advaita, it's called Viragya. It's when Maya loses her charm, when you become
Uh,
disenchanted. And that is the key to waking up from the dream. That's when it's like you're starting to see that these things, these finite objects, are unreliable. Like I remember after awakening, looking back at some of these in the dream, like looking back at this led to this led to this led, and I was
yeah,
like, I remember feeling so much gratitude for my abusive stepdad, for my mom abandoning me when I needed her the most, because you're dreaming yourself as everything waking you up from the dream. So I dreamt myself as the mom character abandoning me so that I could realize I'm the only one,
yeah,
like I am my mother. I am everything. And so that forced me to go within and turn around and look and investigate and look myself in the eye, which is when consciousness sees itself and wakes up from the dream, which is so cool.
yeah. I've always sort of known there's more to like similar. Like I created my son, like
Mm-hmm.
my ex partner at the time, and then
Mm-hmm.
obviously my son, he went through his own awakening.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but we had no history of any spiritual, nothing religious, nothing. So when he went through his, he was only 17.
Oh yeah.
And
Wow.
I mean, I remember him dropping to his knees in front of me, Ginny, crying his little heart out. And he was
Oh.
just looking up at me, sobbing. And he was telling me, I'm seeing you for the first time, Mom. I'm
Oh my
seeing you
gosh.
for the first time. But I didn't know I didn't know what to do with any of that. And he sort of
Wow.
progressively seemed to get worse. For about 2 years, he would like try and tell me things, and it just seemed like I don't know what he's talking about, but I sensed there was some truth in it. And then
Do you remember
eventually
what
he
he was saying?
all sorts of different, a lot about love and fear.
Mm-hmm.
There was so much, Ginny, so much. I did
Yeah.
write a lot of it down, but I just sensed there was something in it, but
How
it was
cool.
just all over the place, and I didn't understand it. And
He
then,
was seeing through the veil. He was seeing it.
yeah, and then at some point, he said to me, in the midst of his craziness, he said, Mom, I came here for you. He says,
Oh.
Me, I know. He said, Me and my partner at the time, he said, we both came here to wake you up because you was in
Oh my
such a
God.
sleep. And I was like, what? I didn't get it. I was
How
like,
beautiful.
yeah. So eventually he got sectioned. And then what happened was the same thing happened to me. So I was just on my back door having a cheeky cigarette.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just stood there and it just felt like boom, boom. I was just hit with an unconditional love
Yeah.
right through my body. And I was just streaming with tears. But in that moment, it was like ding, 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 like a million light bulbs went off in my head.
Yeah.
And in that moment, I understood everything he'd been trying to tell me. And it was like, oh, wow. So
Beautiful.
he's crazy. Then
Chill
I must
bumps.
be crazy. Then I was like, I'm not crazy. So he must not be crazy. It was like, what?
Oh, I love that.
And I remember I turned around because my partner, my ex-partner, was behind me at the time. I turned around and I looked at him. I'm crying my eyes out. And he's like, what's the matter? And I'm like, nothing. These are tears of joy, pure bliss. But when I looked at him, it was like all of a sudden this light language was shot out in front of my face. And it looked like complicated equations, like science equations, but it was my life. And I
Wow.
understood it. And
Beautiful.
what it was showing me was my ex-partner at the time, we had a difficult, beautiful but difficult relationship. And it showed me how every time he'd hurt me was never against me or never to hurt me on purpose. Each time was to break my heart open
Oh, wow.
enough so that my son and his awakening, the divine light could penetrate through him and that he could plant the seeds into that broken heart.
Oh,
That's how it was all shown to me. Yeah, so it
beautiful.
was seen that he was breaking my heart open over and over and over again to bring me to that moment of awakening.
Wow, that's gorgeous.
So instantly I was like, even though it was okay at the time, instantly I just felt like I needed to tell him I forgave him for everything. And I
Yeah.
literally felt it leave me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but that was all happening while I was identified as Donna. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But that definitely got things moving.
That is beautiful. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
inevitable. It's inevitable. It actually takes effort to, identify as what you're not. It's too easy to be as you are already. And it's
Yeah.
just being aware of being aware. And it's as simple as that. And the more you abide in, you know, being aware and just basking in total presence of this, of the sense of self, of being, it just does itself. It just, everything is seen as that. And all there is awareness. All there is one infinite immortal being, making love to itself, just being aware. And that's what everything is, including this teacup, is just pure awareness. And that's it. There's no form, there's no physical object.
Quite funny to look back and just to see where I was trying to wake myself up. So
Mm-hmm.
I remember having moments where it seemed like the wisdom just flew out of my mouth, just used to spew out.
Yeah.
It was like I was hearing it for the Donna was hearing it for the first time. So when I do these things, people would look at me and go, "Wow," and I'd be like, "It wasn't me."
Yeah.
I'm hearing it for the first time, so it's not me. It's got nothing to do with me. But yeah, I guess I had a devotional path with the divine. I had
Yeah.
this relationship with the divine. That's collapsed as well now, though.
Yeah.
Because I
Yeah,
am
because you
that.
are the divine. Too
Yeah, I
intimate.
am that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, you are it. So it's not even close. You are.
Mhm.
So, yeah, the analogy of the VR headset. So all along, you're the one wearing the VR headset, the one outside of the illusion, dreaming it. And so, giving rise to it, being aware of it. It can't appear to exist without you being aware. You are existence itself, pure sentience, pure beingness. So, it's not the character that wakes up, because you're the awareness giving rise to the avatar. That the avatar is like a imaginary icon in your consciousness. So it's you seeing yourself as the consciousness. So it's consciousness seeing itself, that that recognizes, remembers, oh snap, I'm not the avatar in the headset. I'm the immaculate, immortal, eternal awareness that's untouched by what's appearing to happen, that's dreaming it, that's unharmed. Just like having the dream at night, you're not harmed by the war that happened or the things that happened in the dream. And in fact, none of it even happened. It was just a dream. It's amazing. It's amazing. And then it's like a constant deepening or unfurling into your infinite self, as, um, you know, you don't have a body. You just transcend all limitations of concepts, that weren't real. It was all make believe. It was all a lie, a fairy tale, like you can be anything, you're total infinite abundance of anything and everything that could possibly be. So there's no limit. There's no, um, and so it's so funny because you can, when it's deepening or unfurling, you can, dream, limited concepts coming up so that you can transcend them, so that you can,
Yeah.
and the
Think that's
system will
what's
keep
going on.
alarming. Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll test yourself, and the system will keep alarming, so that you just keep on,
Yeah.
like it's, And then when you're,
But it's just so funny. It's so funny now to see that I ever believed that Donna could wake up. It's like, yeah, I just saw it. It's like, oh no, that's the dead entity. Just
yeah.
impossible. Yeah, impossible.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because you're the source of the mind. You're the source of the giving rise to the character, which is just a mental hallucination, an idea imagined, and you're the source of the universe and everything. So you can't find it in the illusion because you are the one giving rise to the illusion. It's just about turning around, and that's why the questions, am I aware, or who am I, or all of that hits, is you turning around and looking at yourself, so the absolute sees itself as preceding the question, as preceding the mind.
yeah,
And
yeah,
then you see everything that disappears and appears, everything that's transient and temporary is not what you are. You're imagining those things, you're giving rise to them to play with yourself, but you are the absolute that never dies, that. That's amazing. It's like and then you're invincible. You're like fearless. So then
yeah,
even in the VR, there's now making fearless choices. There's now playing the game fearlessly, and that becomes really fun.
yeah. I'm doing things that I wouldn't have dared do
Heck
before.
yeah. Yeah.
Now, I'm just watching this character do these things, and I'm like,
Yeah. Isn't that amazing?
yeah,
Even in
yeah,
quantum physics, even in the study of the AI, when the AI is being fed its own output, inputting its own output, it's called feedback decay. So it starts to de-evolve. And so that's kind of like the movie Groundhog Day. That's the analogy. And so when the more you expand in your awareness and see that you're limitless, the more you make a different choice, which then changes the probability distribution, which then changes the feedback loop, which then evolves the whole system. So
wow,
that's an analogy of that. It's like you are free to believe that you're limited and project that, and then keep the Groundhog's Day of the decaying feedback loop, and you're free to see that you're God and you're infinite, and you're limitless, and then you completely change the whole entire game. It's like total low entropy. Like you're just um, yeah, it's amazing. Free to do anything. Free.
effortlessly too.
Yeah. There's no limit. There's some waves that I go through that I literally feel like I could jump off a cliff and fly, but I
Yeah,
don't I don't do it, but it's like I feel like I am invincible. Like I don't have a body. Like I can literally do anything.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's
So
amazing.
did you come up against those? What was or was yours pretty instant, or did you come up against the intensity and then like avoid it?
Yeah. Similar
Yeah.
to what you described. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I have an interesting story. I got to experience both. I got to experience the instant and then
Yeah.
gradual. Yeah. Which is
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
amazing because then you can really talk about it in all those perspectives, because you
That's
can watch
exactly
the
what
whole
I
process.
said. Yes,
Yeah.
I've experienced the blast through,
Yeah.
and then I've come back, and
Oh my
now,
gosh. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh my gosh. It was hardcore here. It was I didn't know about the term non-duality. I didn't know, I wasn't trying to be enlightened. There was
Oh,
just,
same then. Yeah.
yeah,
Wow.
it was just a moment of non-resistance where I was being aware of being, and then the absolute saw itself. I saw myself as absolute, and it was this blast of like, holy shit. It was like an overwhelming, like, oh my God, we are so fucking vast and huge. We can, oh my God, I have chill bumps talking about it. And that in total in loveness and that infinite self that we are, it was like, oh my God, I am not the character. It's like you see yourself as the one wearing the headset again, where you're like, oh snap, I thought I was I was playing small. And then, but there was no mind in that moment where it was just the infinite, the absolute seeing itself. Where, so then the mind came in to measure it and came in to talk about it, where it was like, what the fuck just happened? And
Yeah.
then there was, then it shot up to the highest potential. Like it activated all the siddhis instantly, where it was like the siddhi of invulnerability. Like I did not have a body. There was no world. I'm the absolute, and all there is the absolute. I'm God dreaming this, and everything is God dreaming this. There's no separation. So so the body instantly healed, everything manifested instantly. There was total invincibility. Like I could do anything. I didn't have a body, so nothing could get fucked up or harmed because
Wait, so
I'm
that's
the
it.
only cause. What?
Beautiful. Like I've had things that I've the manifesting, things that I wanted years ago all of a sudden turned up
Yeah,
again.
yeah.
But when they did, it was quite anticlimactic. It's like the
Hmm.
things that I'd always wanted, they came. It was like, oh,
Yeah, because you're the absolute, and there's no
yeah,
doubt. There's no
yeah,
doubt that you're but also with that fulfillment. So this is the funny thing about this is when you realize you are the absolute, how would you want anything? Like
yeah,
you are overflowing abundance of
yeah,
everything. So you are the source of bliss. Like a finite object in your awareness, in your imagination, is not the source of bliss. You are the source of bliss. So you don't need anything. And what's funny is when you don't want anything, everything wants you because you are everything. And you're
yeah.
a fucking magnet to everything. So there, because you are it and you are fulfilled. So then all you see is fulfillment. All you see is you are everything and everything's abundantly within you. Um, so that was funny too. I was neutral to all of that stuff. Therefore, it appeared magically. And so then, because there was no implication of I'm separate from it and it's something I need. And so then you push it away. You are everything. So yeah, then there was ecstasy, immediate, every thought, every sensation, every feeling, every sound is me as the fucking infinite, making love to myself. So it was just like a fucking total, I mean, just pure ecstasy and a love affair. So it was very intense. It was a very huge perspective shift. It was like I could see through everything. I could see through the entire illusion and how I covered it up for myself. I could see how I was playing small, or and then I had 4 months of that ecstasy, and the ecstasy started to become normal. And then there was one moment where I resisted something that happened, and it's like I fell from myself or something. And then that is when the hardcore search began, which is why I call it a love story, because you're desperately looking for yourself, which you already are, which is just, you know, um,
And it is a love story. It is. It's like you do. It's like I find myself falling in love with my character. And for
mm-hmm.
years, I'm not necessarily really appreciating this character, almost trying to run away from this character.
Yeah.
And now I was like, oh, I feel like I'm falling in love with
Yeah.
her. And
That's it.
all of her story, and then everybody else's stories. Like they're not real and they don't seem serious no more, but I
Yeah.
still falling in love. Yeah, so
That's
it's
it. It's
gorgeous.
beautiful. It's all
Yeah.
gorgeous. Yeah. It's all the absolute. Yeah. So every character is you, and it is all gorgeous.
And
Yes.
that's what I feel like I'm doing at the minute. I keep meeting all these new characters. And I'll be instantly like, oh my God, I love them. And it's like I'm falling in love with myself through them.
Yay.
And I sort of like completely love
It's
them to death. And then
beautiful.
a new one will come, and then a new one.
It's so beautiful because then you're
Yeah.
like, because then you know without a doubt that you are the absolute that's formless and bodiless, and that everything you see is you as the formless bodiless. And it's just this overwhelming appreciation for dreaming this so that you can experience yourself. You can, appear to move around and interact with yourself and, as these unique qualities. And it's just absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, that's quite interesting how you've had a similar sort of unfolding
Oh, I know. And then
then.
I appreciated the gradual too, because I felt like it just stabilized it like permanently.
Yeah,
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 because at first I still didn't even know what to do with it. It was so funny because I remember Google searching what happened to me and it said
yeah.
spontaneous flight. I was like, why the hell did that happen? Yeah.
Yeah. And then
And
it's quite funny how I've been on this journey all this time. I've never really come across non-duality until after the hospital. And then
yeah,
all of a sudden, it just comes into my field, all this
me too.
non-duality. And I'm like,
Yeah, that's when I found it, was when I was, because
"What?"
then I was like, how do I get back to, basically, I'm asking, how do I get back to what I already am, which is hilarious. It's all joke. But then non duality shows up, and then I'm reading all the Advaita books, studying hardcore, fucking doing 6 hour day sadhana where I did 3 hours of meditation and 3 hours, which is all God worshiping itself that it already is. It's like the one that's aware of the seeking is what's being sought, which is what you are. It's so hilarious. Yeah. And then it just becomes too obvious. It just keeps getting more and more obvious. And I was like, oh my God, I duped myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first time I laughed, I just laughed for ages. I felt like this mad, crazy, some kind of science woman that's just laughing hysterically. But as it was happening, it felt very healing as well. Like the laughter was
Yeah.
reverberating through the system.
Oh my gosh.
It was
Yeah.
like rejuvenating
Totally.
out.
I did that too, and I still do that total laughing attacks where it's just like I can't. I'm like about to pee in my pants because I'm laughing
Yeah,
so hard.
yeah. But when it happened, it's like, oh, that's what the laughing Buddha means. I never
Yeah.
get it.
Oh, I love that. That's beautiful. Yeah. It's so funny because, yeah, you can feel this is such an intuitive intelligence being that we are, that when there's a limited thought that arises, you can taste that frequency and it's
Yeah,
low. And then when there's an expansive thought, it's high, because it's pointing. It's like,
yeah. Just
yeah,
hear it in people's voices.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
in the
And
lows. Yeah,
so it's intuitively navigating, waking
yeah.
up like to the truth, that
And it just gets more and more subtle, more and
yeah.
more subtle layers. Yeah.
hmm So then you appreciate all of that. Even I looked back and appreciated dreaming all of the people saying ignorant shit so that I could transmute it. It alarmed me. Wake up, wake up. No, that's not true. There's no limitation here. There is no limit. We are completely limitless. So anytime there appeared to be it was like I had an allergic reaction to limitations. So it started alarming right away. And I was like, no
I love
way, no way. I'm not fucking entertaining that shit. So it just does itself so beautifully, like a dance, like it's um yeah.
Yeah, I've been totally, completely fascinated how it just does itself. Almost like there's an emptying, like a feeling of I'm being emptied here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but how it's doing it all by itself, like if it needs to trigger something up, it just put these certain scenarios and a certain
Yeah.
people just enough and perfect thing to just trigger
Yeah.
kind of thing, and then it's fascinating.
Beautiful. It's all a gift.
Mm.
Yeah. It's all a gift. It wakes up more and more and it just unravels. And then instead of like identifying as the character on the screen, you are the screen from which
Yeah,
all the characters appear and disappear within you, and you're the totality of everything. And then that's when you feel like, like you were saying earlier, you're not moving, you're unchanging, you are. So that's in the foreground. The screen's in the foreground instead of the background of the movie.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had feelings of that, in and out
Hmm.
of it. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's all about.
Sometimes I'm riding the wave, sometimes I'm off it completely.
Well, right when you're okay, so do what I mentioned and let me know. It's so fun to watch. It's magic. Right away, right when you think you've gone off or you're going back or the contraction or whatever, zap it right away with being aware of it without thought, with just being it fully, feeling it fully. Watch it dissolve within you, and then it'll transmute. So, and then you'll see, wow, there is no difference. There is no distinguishing. All that was distinguishing was a thought, was paying attention to a thought. And so
Yeah,
it's
I
amazing.
understand that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. There's no distinguishing. There's no, because I was vigilant with that. I was like, I was on top of it. Every single thought was questioning what is aware of that, and then the absolute would see itself. And then I could see that I wasn't the finite thought. I was the source of it, from which the finite thought appears and disappears. So then you're you, you're no longer the mind's bitch. Like you
Yeah.
don't play small anymore. And then it neutralizes. Then the thoughts get quiet and sweet, and because everything's allowed to be, you see it for what it is. You're no longer duped or fooled, or you know it can't appear without you, and it's all you, as pure awareness, projecting yourself as a thought, as a sensation, as a experience.
Then like I say, is it still sort of deepening for you as well, or is it just sort of seem to hit a
What was it
does,
again?
does it still feel like it's deepening for you then still now, or is it does it hit like a is it
I
still deepening?
Well, so there's no identification with the, I mean, it's just pure beingness. It's pure, like, um it's seen for what it is. It's seen through, like almost like a lucid dream, where it's always
Uh,
abiding doubtlessly as the absolute. But I will say that um there's a deepening. The entire dream will appear, kind of like Nisargadatta said, when you realize you're Potter Brahman, all the secrets of the universe will be revealed to you. So you see through everything. And for me, it's like, um downloads all day, like
yeah,
download. Yeah, it's like I'm constantly writing or downloading, and I can see through the illusion. I can see how the game is played. I can see how it appears to up level. Like all the world is a projection of false assumptions, which are all transmutable and changeable, only as limited as you believe yourself to be. So then so like, as abiding as the absolute, I can't have a fear. Um, I can't be fooled anymore. And there's so you could say that initial awakening, um, is everything that was seen is seen now. Is like invulnerability. Nothing can be harmed. Nothing is poisonous. Nothing is. Um, well, all there is the infinite. And so it's exciting, though, because it's like an infinite self discovery, because that's what we wanted. We wanted to know ourselves. We wanted to realize ourselves as the infinite. That's why we dreamt this. And so there can be a constant, revealing. There can be, which is fun, which is what we wanted.
yeah,
So yeah, there's more and more each day. It's more and more magical. It's more and more, and you can't unsee this. So there's no going back. It's just
yeah.
going forward. It's just having fun. Yeah. So that's what we want. It's like, um yeah, it's amazing, and it's
Yeah.
totally fulfilled. It's like it's back to, not, you don't need anything. You don't need.
That's what
Yeah.
I feel like quite regular. Like I could just I can just be like quiet. I don't need to do anything. I don't need to say anything. And then it almost feels like I'm just responding.
Hmm.
I'm just like I'll be quiet and still, and then someone will say something, or I'll see something on Facebook or in a comment, and that seems to draw out a response, like from the wisdom that's just there,
Hmm.
seems to want to spew out.
Yeah.
Like I don't need to do anything until I see something, and then it seems to elicit a response.
That's
How it,
beautiful. Yeah, it's everything's channeling itself. It's all the infinite talking to itself.
yeah.
Yeah, all of these words, all of it is infinite intelligence, infinite consciousness. So it's all of it is within you. Like you have access to all of it at any time. You channel everything, and there is and it is amazing how you never were doing anything. You're just effortless awareness, watching the movie. Basically, it's like you're projecting yourself as this really cool movie and watching, and and you can see how even effort was effortless because all it was awareness. Everything's awareness. There was no physical exertion or effort ever, you know,
It's
even though.
just seeing through all the games that I played, like lack, like one of my
Mhm.
big struggles was financially. That was a big one for me.
Yeah.
And when I finally seen through that, it was laughable. And it was
Yeah.
funny. I was doing that on purpose.
Yeah.
Wow, why would I do that on
To
purpose?
wake yourself up, isn't that cool?
Yeah,
Because you
yeah,
already know you're the one
yeah.
dreaming. Yeah.
And then after that, it's just like, oh, money's not a problem anymore. It's fine.
Hmm. Yeah, isn't that amazing? It
Oh,
all takes care of itself. You just kick
yeah.
back, eating popcorn and watching the movie, and
It's
it's
great.
amazing. Yeah, it's so amazing. It's all taking care of itself as the one immortal being that's divinely already done.
Yeah, it does feel quite comforting still though to talk to other people that have been through it. Yeah, and yeah, just to recognize the similar
Mhm.
stories. Yeah,
That's amazing. Yeah, there's
yeah.
no going back. You can't unsee that. It's
No,
inevitable.
I definitely can't go back.
Yeah, it's inevitable. It's already
Yeah.
done.
I wouldn't want to go back anyway. No,
Yeah.
no.
Then you realize there already is nothing to do. It's already complete. You're already fully awakened. You don't need to do anything else. There's no practice or anything. You already are, you know,
Yeah.
whatever, just being aware, being aware of being and just fully resting as that, as your, you know,
Yeah, that's how it kind of started for me. With the whole exhaustion, there was a sense of life was putting me in a deep rest, is how I intuitively picked it up. It's like, no, you're being put in a deep, deep rest because I'd gone against myself, forcing myself and forcing this body to do things and yeah, completely exhausted myself. So then, yeah, I got to the point where I just knew. So I quit my job. I
Mhm.
did everything that my intuition was telling me to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was just kept saying, no, you're being put in a deep rest now.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
I
always,
remember, I remember feeling like, oh, it's going to be for a couple of months until the spring came. I remember feeling spring came and went, and I was still in this deep, deep rest. And it
mm-hmm.
wasn't until the following year, the following spring, I came back out of that, and I was like more alive again. Yeah. But I really did.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it seemed like I really needed that rest after a lifetime of pushing and forcing and
Yeah. Same with me. I had that too, where I didn't have to work for a couple years where I could really turn around and look at myself. Yeah, it's a total it just takes care of itself. It's inevitable. You can't even try not to do that. Like the intuition
Yeah.
goes, and it'll do it anyway. It'll, even
Yeah,
if you,
I remember life. It's how it came through here. It was like life looks after life supports life. Just trust.
yeah,
It kept asking me to trust. Just trust and fall into life. Don't worry about money. Just
yeah,
think about that. And I was like, but really?
yeah.
Really? It's like you work for life now. I was like,
That's
okay.
amazing.
Yeah. And
And
then what
that
happened?
trust and that faith, that just that leap,
Yeah.
that jump, where that changes the whole feedback loop. And
Yes.
it just
Yeah.
jumps
Yeah.
out of
'Cause
the,
I had a bit of money initially, but then obviously I quit my job. And then it got to the point where I knew my bank balance was going down and down and down. And I was getting to the zero. So all the old fears got chucked back up. How am I
Mhm.
going to live? How? Yeah. And life just kept saying, just trust, just trust. And I
Beautiful.
got to zero. And then, yeah, the next day, my ex-partner put a little bit of money in my account for my son so we could eat that day. And then the day
Hmm.
after, something else came and it just trickled
See?
in. Just
Every
enough to
time. Yeah.
survive, yeah, but that over the weeks, that seemed to build up this trust, and it was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, life's looking after me then." And then it's almost like
Totally.
a test, like you said, it was like a test, and then once I passed that test, I was flooded with money.
Isn't that
Like,
amazing?
yay!
Yay!
Yeah,
Yeah. If I
and I've
mean,
since then, I've not wanted or needed for anything.
that is beautiful. Just like Neville Goddard said in the dream, which was just you dreaming yourself as that, um, said, when you truly abide as the only cause, doubtlessly,
Yeah.
like you are the absolute. I mean, everything effortlessly comes to you and unfolds, and then you can see too that it would have happened anyway, even resisting it or having doubts, and that just appeared as like unnecessary stress, which if you distill all of it, what's happening is pure consciousness tasting that quality. There really is, because all you are is pure consciousness dreaming this. So what's happening in the dream is not even really happening. There is no one getting stressed out. There is no one losing money. There is no money. There is no body. But there's just pure consciousness experiencing sensation. And so nothing gets harmed ever, but you can see how it was just unnecessary to taste that quality or sensation of stress,
That was just a story that never actually really happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, after that deep rest, it's almost like the creativity started to come back online.
Beautiful.
Yeah, the energy started to come home. Like you,
Yay.
yeah,
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 and then it's just like a imaginary playground. It's like
yeah.
you can never be harmed by anything. You're invincible, you're immaculate, and it's just for fun, and none of this is really happening. And that's just like the analogy of the child playing with its imagination. It's knowing that it's not real that makes it completely magical, like it's that it can't that it's not limited, it's infinite. And yeah.
Yeah, and it felt so freeing to let go of the understanding, trying to understand everything. Oh,
Hmm.
that seemed to cause a lot of stress.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, being the knower and the understanding everything and working it all out and analyzing it all. I was like, oh,
Oh, yeah, that's the trick. Yeah, that's the scam, because you can't work out a thought with another thought. It's the cessation of thought that works out the thought. So it's just being aware without thought is what works it out. So it's too
yeah,
easy.
I love saying I don't know. I love saying that.
Yeah.
I actually don't know, and I don't want to know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that is amazing.
yeah.
How cool. Thank you, friend. That
Yay! I've
was so
really enjoyed
fun.
talking to you.
Oh,
Yeah, thank
so
you.
fun. Where do you
Yeah,
live? Where do you live?
I'm in the UK. Do you know where? Have you heard of Nottinghamshire?
No.
Oh, I'm in Nottinghamshire in the UK.
Awesome.
Yeah. Whereabouts
Beautiful.
are you?
I'm in US, North Carolina, Asheville area. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've intuit that I'll be over in the UK at some point. It's something's calling.
Yay.
Yeah,
Yeah. Let me know. Let me know
I
if you.
will. We'll hang
Yeah.
out. How
Yeah.
fun. Yay, friend.
Keep me updated about your website as well. Your
I will. Oh,
social.
yay. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Spirit Collective. It's going to be a really awesome app, and I feel like I'm going to move all my social media stuff onto that app. So,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I think we're ready for a new space. I've had this whole dance with Facebook, so I was finding that I was tapping into the flow, and like I just find my fingers tapping away all
Uh-huh.
these things, and then it get posted, and then it was almost like the sense of a me came back, and she'd start cringing. I'd be like, oh, I didn't want to be doing this thing. So then I'd start deactivating Facebook because I didn't want to feel that cringe. And this
Yeah.
is going on, and then I just find myself reactivating Facebook, and there I was back posting and
How
cringing
fun.
again. And then until I clicked, I was like, "Oh, I'm doing this dance, so I can feel that uncomfortableness, so I can feel into it."
Beautiful.
So now there is still a little bit of cringe sometimes, but it's almost gone. I think
Yeah.
I've keep sitting with it, and now it's just like, oh yeah, I just let my fingers post whatever they want to post.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, but I do feel I don't know. I've got a funny feeling with Facebook still. I think yeah, a new space would be nice.
Yeah. Yeah. This one, feels going to be high frequency, like
Yeah,
a nice flavor, um, and it'll be all apps in one. Like it's kind of like Facebook plus Etsy plus School or Teachable plus Patreon all in one, so that everyone can just gather on one app. And then, um, yeah, I feel like it's going to be amazing. And it's intuitive. We got the download like 10 years ago about it. And,
oh wow.
yeah. And so then we've been working on it for the past year, but it's so obvious that it's doing itself. There's no choice. Like I can't say no and not do it. It has to be done. It's whatever's unfolding in the dream as like a really beautiful container to collaborate and inspire. Yeah. So and
I'm
it's
excited. Excited.
yeah. Yay, thank you. It's so cool. And it's funny because in the story, I went to school for art and um, was obsessed with it for years. And then when the seeking started, like, did not do any art. I was not interested at all. And after the seeking's done, it's like so fun to create and watch the magic, even though I'm not doing anything. It's doing it. It's just one totality doing itself. But it's cool to see that again.
Right. Yeah, I've seen a couple of pieces of your art. You're really good. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. It's so fun. Yay, friend.
Yay.
Love you. Big
So yeah,
hugs.
I'll let you go. And yeah, we'll have a catch up soon. But definitely let me know when you come to the UK.
I
Yeah.
will. And keep me posted too on
Yes,
the
I will.
fun revelations and everything.
Yes,
So
yes.
great.
I'll take some of your advice.
Yay. Mwah. Big hugs.
I love you, Ginny.
Love you
Bye.
too. Bye, friend.
I don't know how to stop this. I'll let you do it.
Okay.